Okay, college algebra, topic 1.2. First, we'll start with number 5, which will be adding these two radicals. First, we must simplify, because not until these two match can we add these two. So, we'll start off with the 16. The 16 can break into an 8 times 2. The 8 can break into 2 times 4, and the 4 can break into 2 times 2. And then I'll take 3 of those right there. That'll be an 8 times 2. Because we can simplify the 8. Now, this is x to the 5th power. We need that to be to the 3rd power, so we're going to break that down into x to the 3rd and x squared. And the y to the 10th, we need that to be to the 3 time table, so we're going to break that down to y to the 9 times y. Okay, for the rest, for the next part, the 2 will go unchanged. The x squared will go unchanged, but the y to the 7th, we need that to be in the 3 time table, so we'll break that down to y to the 6th times y. Now, I can simplify the 8 to become a 2, the x3 to become an x, and the y to the 9th become y to the 3rd. What's left over will be the 2, the x squared, and the y. Okay, from here, only the y to the 6th comes out, so we'll have a 5y squared, because we're dividing the 6 here by 3, we get 2. Now what's left will be the 2, the x squared, and the y. And now that we have the radicands matching, we can write one simple radicand, the cube root of 2x squared y, and these go into parentheses. So 2xy cubed and a plus 5y squared. And since these terms don't match, this is as far as we can go with these right here. Alright, next, we'll be multiplying. So I want to multiply my 2 rad 5 times the 3 rad 5. The 2 times 3 gives me 6. The rad 5 times rad 5 gives me rad 25. Now, if I multiply the first, let's multiply the outside. Again, what we're doing is foiling. And multiplying square root of 2 square root of 5 times negative square root of 3, which gives me negative 2 square root of 15. Now, to do the inside. Square root of 3 times 3 square root of 5, this will be positive 3 square root of 15. And finally, last, we're going to have square root of 3 times the negative square root of 3, which is negative square root of 9. Alright, let's walk through and simplify. The square root of 25 simplifies down to a 5, so it's going to 6 times 5. The 15 cannot be simplified, but the negative square root of 15 can be combined with the other 3 square root of 15 for 1 square root of 15. And we can take the square root of 9, which is 3, so that'll give us negative 3. Okay, now this step, we can multiply 5 times 6 and get 30, plus the square root of 15 minus 3. We can combine the positive 30 and the negative 3 for 27, plus the square root of 15. Alright, well here we're multiplying roots again. We have to remove the negatives from the roots before we multiply. So this will be a negative 1 and a 5, and this will be a negative 1 and a 5. Now, we have a property that says negative 1s on the radicals can be converted into the letter I. And then we use our I properties. So this will become square root of 5. The negative 1 square root becomes the letter I times the square root of 5 again and the letter I. Now, square root of 5 times square root of 5 is the square root of 25, and I times I is I squared. This simplifies down to a 5, whereas I squared simplifies down to a negative 1, and 5 times negative 1 is negative 5. Okay, once again, there's a negative 1 in here, we can separate. There's a negative 1 in here we can separate, and there's a negative 1 in here that we can separate. So what this is actually an I, so this is square root of 5, I. This is square root of 5 with an I, and this is the square root of 5 with an I. Okay, So I can multiply the square root of 5 times square root of 5 times square root of 5. Those will join and become 125. The I times I all becomes I to the third power. Now, the 125, I can break that into a 25 times 5. And the simplification of I to the third power is negative I. So, the square root of 25 is 5. Together with the negative, we get negative here. And together with the I, we get an I there. And then what's left over is the square root of 5.